Welcome, friends. It is Unlocked, episode 348, pre-E3 edition. Actually, I guess one of two pre-E3 editions. We got one more show next week before we head down to Los Angeles to see what Microsoft has been cooking up for us. But first, we've got a ton to catch you up on this week, starting with our E3 predictions. A lot of you have been asking for them. When are they coming? Right now, this show. We'll go around. We'll do our usual round robin, 3 per person. We'll go around the table. And then, of course, we always invite you to keep score and tell us how wrong we were after the fact. That's half the fun, is seeing how few of these we actually get right. But we'll also cover some Xbox E3 rumors as well, plus Bethesda's big Fallout 76 announcement that's got the internet chattering away about that as well. So let's get right to it. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, joined by Miranda Sanchez.
Hello.
Alana Pierce.
Hi.
Brandon Tyrell.
Hello.
All right.
Full crew today.
Yeah,
we're all here.
3 weeks
back.
3 weeks, I think it's been.
Four Musketeers.
Yeah.
back in action. I'm a little sad. Nobody's mentioned this
I noticed
absolutely baller Halo shirt
I
today.
noticed it.
I was going to say, I almost wore a Halo shirt today as well.
Yeah, I dug deep into the closet for
I'm
this
wearing
one.
a Fallout
So
shirt.
I noticed your
but
shirt
it was
today.
an act. Like, this is the second time I've done that where I got here and I was like, obviously I'm going to be talking about Fallout this morning. Like, it's like not intentional.
No, I like this one because this is, notice it says Halo 3 Recon, which is
Yeah.
the original name of Halo 3 ODST.
Yep.
I can't remember if I got this at Bungie or if they sent it at some point, but it was, and that there was a very brief window
Like all the marketing
where it
material.
was
It's like
called this.
it's like when they make the T-shirts for the NFL team that doesn't win the Super Bowl, and they just send them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always liked this name better. I always thought Halo
Recon.
3 Recon was a better name than Halo 3 ODST.
I
Not
don't
that I
know.
dislike it.
Yeah, I don't have strong feelings one way or the other. I like ODST because it does like sort of put that in the forefront. These are orbital drop shock troopers.
Credibility
For
restored.
whatever reason in my head, Recon makes it sound like it's like a DLC for Halo 3. But that could be
Yeah.
because of the psychology of me knowing that ODST is distinct.
Yeah, I think
the word
like
Recon.
the fans knowing like what ODST means, it really distinctly, I guess, separates it from just like the original series and
Yeah.
stuff. So
It did always.
Yeah.
I was always weirded out, or I never understood. I guess would be the better thing to say that because it's called Halo 3 ODST, but it's set during Halo 2.
Is it called Halo 3 ODST?
Yeah,
I guess I've only ever called it ODST.
It's like a prequel.
it's just
Yeah.
so strange.
The
Weird.
pre-3.
Anyway,
Hey,
They would-
speaking of
if
fun
it's in the same
fact,
engine, there are things like that.
the next Halo game that comes out, you also play as an ODST.
true. Fireteam Raven.
Fireteam
Coming to
Raven.
Dave and Buster's this summer.
Pretty cool.
We'll be
I'm gonna
there.
play it.
I'm actually
you can
really
make
excited
checks
about it.
payable
Well,
to
we're all
Ryan
going.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, we're all going.
yeah,
All right.
Oh, absolutely.
Field trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get rolling here. Let's get to those Xbox E3 predictions. We have a the IGN office is so crazy right now. So many projects going on. We actually have a hard out. It's going to be about a 50-minute show today, so I don't want to waste any time
We'll go
more
fast.
than what I've just wasted on a point.
Still wasting
It's
it.
never a waste if you're talking
Still
with
being
friends.
wasted.
talking about Halo.
Xbox E3 predictions. Let's go. We've each got 3. I want to go to Miranda first.
Gosh darn it. Okay.
Kick us off. What it can be something that you really think is going to happen, something maybe a little more out there, a little crazy. I don't
Miranda,
know.
one time
how you
I
mix these up?
predicted that Scale-Bound Collector's Edition would come with an actual dragon. We all know how that
So
worked out.
I'm saying gosh darn it
Spoilers.
because mine, I felt like I tried to do something a little bit more creative because I actually put my predictions in our sheet last and I didn't want to copy anybody. So I was like, all right, gotta.
What's really funny
dig
is
for
like I
something.
think yours make the most sense from a business standpoint. So
That's kind of where I came
Yeah.
from. I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
I
well,
like
what
that.
would they practically want? So my first is some sort of, this is really boring, but potentially kind of cool, a Games Pass and Xbox Live bundle subscription. Like I said, not very exciting, but because they're pushing Games Pass so much and Xbox Live has games with gold, like it just kind of makes sense that they belong together. And it's kind of weird that that doesn't exist
Yeah.
already.
Makes a lot of sense.
I can totally see like buy a year of gold, get a year of Game Pass for free. Like,
Yeah, or even like half a year.
it's a
or
$60
something.
value,
Wow.
but you're already committing to it.
Or even if they don't maybe necessarily stretch it that far, maybe it's the two of them for $80.
Yeah,
Like it's just
discount.
a significant
That's what I would
discount.
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about that. It's just like then you're introducing different price points, and I'm not sure if that'd be confusing.
I think that's fine. I mean, like a lot of subscription sites have different prices based on like premium access to things. Like I know
Right.
for sure, like with anime Crunchyroll, they have a premium membership which gets you not only all their anime but also their manga and live action
wow.
stuff they have. So it's
I'm
like
sure gamers are used to that too now.
Yeah.
Like gold editions and digital deluxe
or
editions.
like
and-
Hulu without like ads or whatever. It's like there's a lot of that already in the marketplace. So does it like they could do it too? Microsoft could do it. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in that.
It's a solid one.
Cool.
And we talk about it a lot. We've seen it time and again. Microsoft continues to do very just gamer-friendly, service-oriented things that this prediction would not surprise me in the slightest. It'd be right up their alley.
Especially because the last couple of years, I think they've done like price reductions and stuff during E3, like announcing it. Did the S drop in price last year, or was that 2 years ago?
I don't know if that was
It's tough to
during
remember
E3.
now.
Anyway, I doubt that we're going to see a 1X price drop less than a year out from launch. So,
Yeah,
I mean, this would make
I
sense.
agree.
Like,
Yeah.
bun-
But
like
they're gonna do
bundling whatever
some sort
services
of-
they can, yeah.
Yeah, service announcement
We
or
did-
like upgrades or peripherals. There's gonna be something like that. So I figured this could be a good one.
Yeah,
like
last
it.
year we
I
got
like it.
original Xbox backwards compatibility.
Yes.
was just sort of slipped in there.
By the
One of
way,
us
all the
predicted
Xbox
that.
One X
super
stuff.
cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of us predicted that. I don't remember who it was, but this the last 2 years. This just made me realize with Miranda coming up with this one, it's more of a service. The last 2 years that we've done this, I'm pretty sure that I predicted VR for Xbox. This is the first year I'm not doing it. I'm like, you know what?
So
I've
now
given
it's
up.
going to happen.
That's really
You're
funny because when I was trying to think of mine, I was like, I bet this is the year that they just double down.
I keep
on
being like,
HoloLens
okay,
or come out
Oculus
with
tie-in.
Xbox VR. Yeah.
I don't think they will yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
It's that Todd Howard quote from the Scorpio reveal where he says it's like the best place to run like Fallout VR or something like that. And I'm just like, wait, what? And I'm still holding on to that quote.
At this point,
And
I
the
mean,
hook comes
they've-
from off stage and just yanks him.
They've sat on the sidelines with it, and I don't say that in any sort of
Negative way, yeah.
negative
I
way
think they've
at
been
all.
smart with it, honestly.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point. Is I feel like now that they've sort of been hanging back this long, if they're going to do it, I would rather it be like a next generation Xbox thing where we can get a wireless,
Yeah.
improved, like just
Yes.
a next generation
My
version of
guess-
VR, in as well, in addition to the console.
My guess is that they will try to take on Vive in a way that's like, you have to think about it's Microsoft making VR. It's not Xbox making VR. It's Microsoft making a Windows 10 VR platform. And that's
Yeah.
a huge deal to them. So it's got to be something that would tie in with both, not just one, which
Yeah,
I
I
think is
agree.
True.
crazy impressive if it works on both, but that's really difficult
Totally
too.
agree.
And they got to wait until all that tech is basically ready. And I can understand why for console hardware, they would need to wait until next gen for it to be both PC and console compatible.
All right. Well, Alana, if you're not
My
predicting
actual
VR this year, give us your first actual prediction.
All right, my first actual prediction is the only one I think that's like super safe, which is new Splinter Cell.
Doubling down. I like
Doubling
that.
down.
Pushing your chip to the middle of the table on
Yes.
that one.
So we've already had this conversation.
You and I,
It's an In-N-Out bet. I think it's
is it
being
In-N-Out? I thought it was pizza, but okay. Either way.
either,
Yeah.
both,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Pizza,
okay,
pizza
okay.
In and Out.
together.
We'll put one on top of the
Ooh.
other.
Yes, I like
yes.
it. An
Animal
In-N-Out
style.
pizza.
Yeah, that's pizza style.
So I think it's going to be announced on Microsoft stage at E3. I threw in out early 2019 to make it a little bit more difficult because this seems really likely to me.
Yeah. I want you to be right so badly on this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm not 100%
I
though.
think I've just built a wall around my heart with that topic, and
Oh,
I just
my
refuse to. I can't believe it.
I get it.
Like if it happens, then we'll Mr. Gorbachev tear down this wall kind of thing
yeah.
around my heart. But for now, I can't. I just can't
Yeah.
I can't go there.
I don't think it'll be an exclusive.
No, it definitely wouldn't.
I don't think
There's
you'd be
just
self-promoting.
no way. It's-
Unless, I guess, Microsoft paid them a lot of money for it, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen. So,
Aw.
We'll see.
I mean, I would add to it, but yeah, I totally don't think it'll be an exclusive. If anything, I mean, Splinter Cell does have a history with Microsoft consoles, so I would imagine a marketing deal is probably a shoe in that regard. But
Look how far. I don't know if the term is, if it's better to say how far we've fallen, or maybe it's the opposite. Like maybe it's, I don't know.
how
but
far we've risen?
we've gone from third-party exclusive game deals being
Yeah.
like a pretty normal thing to now we're sitting here on a regular basis talking about who's got the marketing deal. Like how dumb is that in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things, right?
It's kind of goofy.
It really is. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Although, but it does work.
The
I mean,
Call of
it's-
Duty one
wait.
kills
Oh my god, it
me.
definitely works. People think
It
that
works.
games are exclusives.
They
Like so
do.
many people thought Resident
Destiny-
Evil 7 was a PlayStation exclusive.
Destiny
Like,
as
no,
well was,
no.
I think, a big high-profile one. It's
Yeah, Call of Duty has like a month exclusive on PS4 for DLC.
as it used
Similar
to
to
have on
Destiny.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the-
Kills
yeah.
me every time.
So weird.
It is really silly.
All right.
What was the last big third-party exclusive? I mean, the first one that
On-
comes to mind is Bloodborne.
I mean,
but
Sony continues to have them
God of
primarily
War.
because of Japanese game developers, and the Xbox is
So
had,
from Soft.
Neo.
That's
being
true.
a
That's
big
true.
one. Persona 5 were two huge ones last year.
Yeah, I guess
for PlayStation.
Detroit as well.
I mean, that's a first party game.
That is
That's-
first party,
that's a
yeah.
different
Well,
situation.
I don't know if they are first party. I don't think
Detroit's
they are.
second. It's a
Well, they're
whatever.
second
but that's,
party. Yeah,
second party.
Yeah.
That's a different.
The
different
rare second
show
party.
entirely. Yeah, I mean,
Insomniac.
yeah, Sunset Overdrive is
Yeah.
probably the
Flippin'.
which is that's like kind of a second party.
They're totally second party.
deal.
Yeah, they're not owned. So
And
it's interesting they went from Xbox exclusive to
I mean, I don't know.
PlayStation
I guess
exclusive with
it is
Spider-Man.
still a
Free agent, do what they
I
want.
guess the difference
They're
is
still doing Oculus exclusive stuff too. So
Are they?
it is
Yeah.
a third. Sunset is kind of a third party exclusive, except we call it second party because Microsoft published it.
Yeah.
The same way that Sony publishes David Cage's Quantic Dreams games.
Yeah, my understanding of second party was always like
Oh,
you're
Tomb
not
Raider.
you're not
Tomb
owned.
Raider's the last one. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
you're not owned
That's
by
an
them, but
actual third party.
Yeah.
Square published it.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Or yeah. Anyway, there we go. We did it. Brandon, give me a prediction.
Well, this one is pretty much the the one everyone's expecting. So I don't know how out on a limb I'm going here, but I think this is the year. I think this is the year we finally get that sexy CGI Halo 6 reveal.
It's like Master Chief in a bikini.
Yeah, totally. And he's like looking over the shoulder like he's got a secret, Just, no, I think this is it. I think this is the year we see Halo 6. We're going to get that CGI teaser.
I hope so.
God, I hope it's not him in a cloak walking through the desert
I would,
again.
I would
but
be
Great
so
look.
excited if he was in another cloak.
I
Different
do.
potato sack.
I do think that Microsoft is like
liked it.
not unaware that people are expecting Halo this year. So I'm expecting like, a forest and then, the
I mean-
moonlight. And then you just see like Master Chief's helmet come into view. Like it'll be a surprise, but I
Yeah.
think we're going to see the CGI trailer. And I think it's going to be followed up by what they did a few years ago, which is have someone from 343 come out and just set the tone, set the mood for it. Like
I think it'll be
Bonnie,
Ross
of
for
course.
sure.
Bonnie Ross, yeah. I think they'll come out and they'll talk about it. And I'm going to go one step further, and I think it's going to be very, very Chief focused.
They have to.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're gonna walk
swing
back
back.
the whole lock.
Why is
thing.
that? Yeah. Why would that possibly be the case?
I don't
Just
know
a
that
just
we'll-
a feeling that I have.
I'm
really.
sure there'll be a teaser. Like I don't think that's unreasonable, but I don't know that we'll get like a huge deep dive into it.
No, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
she'll come out and she'll be like, "You are the Master Chief," blah.
Or
blah,
she'll
blah,
say
blah,
something
blah.
about like we listened to our fans.
Yeah,
we heard what you wanted.
It'll be fan servicey, but
We
it'll
love the
it'll
Master
be
Chief.
it'll be a tone piece for sure. They'll set the story. They're not going to give anything away other than you'll play as Master Chief. You'll be fighting the Covenant. There might be a flood.
I like
Something
the
like
flood.
that. But yeah, that's
Spooky.
again not super dangerous. But I do think this is the year, which maybe not be as safe as I think because I think I've predicted Halo 6 last year as well. And
All right,
didn't
we
see
got-
anything.
we got-
Seems likely.
Just solid singles. We're just playing for base
Yeah.
hits right now, just
Yeah.
in the first round. Just put the ball in
This
play.
is just Moneyball right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that we've talked about before, but I do think in the spirit of previous discussions of this is the year Microsoft has to empty
Just
their
the
chamber.
whole salvo. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how far out a project is. The narrative has to be turned around, and E3 is the place to
Haven't even said it yet, and I'm
start that
smiling.
yeah, you're ready. You know what I'm going to say, and that is I do think the Playground Fable, whether it's Fable 4 or reboot, I think reboot.
I think
I
reboot.
want reboot as well.
I'm down for it.
I think it'll get just music, logo fade in that tells us Fable as opposed to Fable 4, Playground logo, and then either 2019 or just probably not even a date.
Yeah,
at
I don't
all.
think we
But I
get a
do
date.
think it'll get the teasiest of teasy teasers.
I think they're going to lean. If this happens, and this is just what's going on in my head, I think we're going to get that like fairy tale music, and it'll be like a sweeping shot of Albion, and then it'll be do do do.
They'll show one of
and
the
then Fable.
seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The color
and then maybe
scapes. Oh, chicken.
maybe they'll show like a
Some
character.
chickens.
They'll show a character resembling the boy, or a very Fable-esque character, and then that'll be it.
Oh, Jack of Blades.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just a straight reboot.
I put in a bonus that I cry when Ryan is correct about a Fable teaser. I cried at Beyond Good and Evil 2 last year. There's usually one game that makes me cry, and this year it would be Fable.
So we need to make sure to sit next to each other in our war room this year.
Yeah.
I cried even on the live show after the Ubisoft press conference
Aw.
while we were talking about Beyond Good and Evil. So it's like if it's on it, I'll cry.
The last time that I got like super crazy at an announcement was, I mean, it was Keza McDonald and I were sitting, and we were both freaking out when EA did announce Mirror's Edge.
Edge.
We were just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't end up playing that.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what
it
I heard
exists.
too.
It's fine. I reviewed it. It's fine. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
All right. In the spirit of round robin, I will continue here. My second prediction, I mean, Ori 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, that's saying it's going to be there is not a prediction at all. But my prediction is I think we'll get the release date, and I think that release date will be sometime in the month of August.
I like that.
That game, to me, it would not be a good idea probably to release it in the actual fourth quarter.
It's also sounding like first quarter of next year is not really going to be safe either.
No, you're totally right. I know, and yes, I know that Microsoft slash the Cuphead team, the Studio MDHR, did release Cuphead in September, and it did extraordinarily well. But I do think Ori and the Will of the Wisps will be obviously shown, but I think we'll get a date, and I think that date...
We've already got Spider-Man and Tomb Raider in September this year
Yes.
as well. I don't know if we have anything major in August. So it would be a
I
safe
don't
bet,
think anything's been locked in for August.
There are things in August, but I don't remember what they are right now.
Okay.
So,
That seems promising.
there
There's
you go.
something there.
There's my base hit, my playing for a single prediction.
All right.
Alana?
Okay, my next one is ridiculous, but we're all talking about teasers, right?
it.
So this is my Perfect Dark tease that's like a pre-tease, is that there is going to be Joanna Dark added as a playable character in Gears 4 multiplayer.
That would be cool.
So specific.
It's very unlikely, but my logic is like I don't think they're ready to tease a new Perfect Dark yet. We'll get the teaser next year. This is the pre-thing, like what happened with Splinter Cell. So it's like, oh, but there's content for her.
Right.
They must be doing something to do with Perfect Dark. So yeah, and I'm totally gonna play as her. And
I could see
feel
that.
like it could work.
That could totally work.
I think like the character models wouldn't be too dissimilar to Kate Diaz, but they gotta put that chunky armor on and that could be hard. But
Well, and there was that rumor we talked about
about it being the coalition,
that the
working
coalition
on
was involved,
in-
right?
in Perfect Dark and something.
Oh.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, that could totally put those two and two together.
Seems very unlikely, but it'd be cool.
Maybe.
I like that.
Thank you.
Have a little fun here.
I feel like this is just your like dream wish for cosplay
Pretty much.
right now. You're like, I already have my costume thought
Oh,
out.
but she could also have like the cog armor. Yes, also that.
You've already done the cog armor, so
yeah, that'd be great.
Miranda, prediction number 2.
I got another boring one, but it's practical and it's what I want.
Okay.
So I would say Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 remix bundle comes to Xbox One. Because we're getting Kingdom Hearts 3 on Xbox.
A ton of sense.
Okay, but the
Why
thing
not
is,
originals?
the Kingdom Hearts franchise has never been friendly to
On
it's never been accessible is an issue, right? There's so many different versions of Kingdom Hearts on so many different things at this point that it doesn't seem like a goal for Square to make them all available on everything.
maybe. I mean, the PS4 has the bundle already, so it wouldn't make it, like they could potentially do that on the Xbox.
That was
as
last
well.
year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, before maybe. I think Jonathan reviewed.
I don't remember. They all blur together.
It sounds
could.
like free money for Square.
Yeah, and honestly, like, why not give this audience that chance too? Like, I know probably a lot of people also had PS2s or whatever when it came out, or maybe not. And maybe you're interested in Kingdom Hearts and never had the chance to play it for some reason, and this could be a really awesome opportunity for that.
It would
Yeah.
be cool. I just
mean-
don't trust it.
and we know Square.
Oh, I mean, this is just why hasn't this happened? Like, that'd be really
Yeah.
we
smart.
know Square has a conference this year, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
do.
So it could be at
Yeah.
Square's, it could be at Xbox.
And if
or Microsoft.
everybody is expecting the release date for Kingdom Hearts 3 to be announced at Square's Square's E3 conference, it's probably going to be this fall. Is what
Yeah.
everybody's expecting. So why not this reissue bundle in the summer when everything's quiet, like July?
It's like catch up now. It's gonna, take a few minutes, but go for
That'd
it.
be
maybe.
a cool one to be like, and it's out in June.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd
I
be so
100%
nice.
believe that like during the conference, this will be like announcement 2 or 3, and everyone's gonna be like, "Here it is, Kingdom Hearts, here it is," and it'll be like 1.5, 2.5 on Xbox, and be like, "All right, false alarm, everyone." False
No,
alarm.
that'd be awesome.
It would be cool.
I really want to replay those, and it'd be really cool to do that on my Xbox.
And they still hold up too.
And if it's out in June,
up
you
there.
have 3 months to get through it before it comes out in fall.
And I saw some people saying like, yeah, you could totally just jump in right into the Kingdom Hearts store. I'm just like, good luck.
I
don't know.
I imagine them making.
I mean,
three
you could
so
jump
that you
into
can.
it, but I think you'd miss a lot of the heart
Just shoot Jonathan Dornbush a tweet. He'll fill you in.
Oh, we'll have like plenty of like explainer pieces and roundups of like everything that happens.
No, I meant Jonathan will go to their house.
Oh,
and,
that's
like,
true.
have a
Yeah,
sit down.
we will send Jonathan
Yeah.
Dornbush to your
He'll bring a
house to explain.
whiteboard.
What if he's already knocking on
universe.
people's doors like a Mormon? And he's just like, excuse
Hello,
me.
do you have a
You've heard of
moment to
Kingdom
talk
Hearts?
about the good news?
Well, like the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where they
Yeah.
actually visit their trolls door to door
Are
to go
you
punch them all in the face.
XX Legolas 420
Yeah.
XX?
That was
I can
so
see him
good.
doing
Yeah, so that'd be a nice thing to have. A good announcement.
That would be good.
Not crazy, but just nice.
I think that's good, solid,
right.
safe.
Brandon,
Another
yeah.
dollar bill.
what have you got for us?
Mine is not so solid and safe. So
I like that. Good.
I think. Oh, come on. So the first part is.
Safe-ish.
So my second prediction is that this is the year that Crackdown 3 gets a re-reveal trailer
I hope so.
because it has been missing in action for quite a while.
Full year.
Right.
Yeah.
One full year.
So
It was
I-
last E3.
I think maybe, I mean, I shared my thoughts on it when we played it at E3 last year. I thought it looked a little dated. I didn't have a bunch of fun with it, but I knew, there's still time to develop it. So I think they just went dark and started working on it. And I think this is the year we get that re-reveal trailer. The second part is what I think is a little more out on a limb here, which is that I think we also, with that re-reveal trailer, we get a release date for 2019. And I put down spring or summer. The more I think about it, I think spring would be not such a great idea, but maybe next summer, next June.
Wow, that far out, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's, I imagine that it's not ready yet, knowing that once October hits, you essentially have no room until next March.
Well, if you're right, and it is something after spring,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would say that at E3 because that's so
Yeah.
far out. I think they would just say 2019.
You think?
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
just say, they just leave it at that.
Yeah, but that game's been delayed so many times.
It has. I
Well,
mean,
technically, that has to be a very difficult game to make.
Yeah.
The fact that and it's running on an engine that we heard had trouble with open worlds before, but it's also just like everything being destructible that's technically a very difficult game.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, and correct me if I'm wrong if there's new information that counteracts this, but from what I understand, the destructive sort of cloud-based stuff was all going to be running like online, right?
Yes,
There's
correct.
a single-player version of it that did not include that.
or at least not to nearly the same degree.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, when we first saw it 2 or 3 years ago, Destin was like, yeah, an entire skyscraper came down in 10 million pieces.
Yeah.
I think they're doubling down on that, and I think that's going to be a big part of the re-reveal trailer. I'd be really curious to see how they message it, though.
Yeah, it would be because that was the big question that everybody was asking after it was shown and it was playable behind closed doors last year was where'd the destructibility go?
Yeah.
And they'd given Microsoft and I think even Phil when I sat down with him was like, yeah, we showed that at Gamescom whatever a couple years
Right.
ago, so now we're showing single player stuff.
Did you know Destin played it at Gamescom?
Really?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Destin played it at Gamescom.
Oh, I'd never heard
like
that
several years
before.
ago.
Huh.
He's not here, so I thought I'd do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Spirit of Destiny.
The Spirit of Destin sounds like a great Halo ship.
It's just any time that we'd ever talk about Crackdown and be like, hey, did I tell you guys that I played it? And we'd be like, yeah, wow, really?
Hi, Destin Gary. It's business card.
Yeah, you raise an interesting point, which will dovetail into my third prediction
you.
here coming up. But
Thank you.
yeah, and that's the idea of like, Microsoft has always, or at least it's in the last number of years, they've dropped pretty much they've dropped almost all of their first party games in Q4. Sony has shown you don't need to do that to have
Sony and
success.
Nintendo.
And Nintendo, absolutely. And it seems like maybe Microsoft is starting to realize that as well, because we had the very successful launch of State of Decay 2,
Right.
which just happened, and Sea of Thieves before that, which has a lot of players on it, and which has got a big content update.
Yay.
Yeah, yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you and I
On a
streamed.
shark.
So yeah,
Little
maybe maybe we will see a year here where there isn't a huge October or November Q4 game for Microsoft, and that they just spread everything out, which they've never really done before.
If there were, what do you think it would be?
Well, I mean, the default assumption would be Halo, but
Yeah.
I think, are we on to round 3 here?
I think so.
So yeah, I'll
I think
just
Oh, we're
it's a good
jumping ahead. Go
segue
ahead.
into yours.
yeah, it's I do think Halo is not going to come out this year, but I think they will date it for. They'll give an exact date of sometime in early or spring 2019.
Which is insane to me because Q1 is already so loaded with, potential titles and not just games, but games as service games,
But I think they maybe have needed some more time to sort of figure out what they're going to do with the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that
I don't see it coming out this year.
there's just I think they'd be doing themselves a disservice, but not saying Halo 6 won't be awesome, because I certainly hope it will be, and it is a very big deal. But you've got Battlefield 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is the biggest of the Call of Duty sub-brands, and Red Dead. Like, it all clustered together there. I mean,
Pokemon.
why? And those are all multi-platform games. Mm-hmm. To put a single platform Halo 6 out there, I feel like you're just limiting your potential in financial.
I think
uptake.
marketing experts would agree with you on that.
I'm not a marketing expert, but it just seems like, why not just push it? Make it
its own
Halo
event.
Make Halo its own big thing in early March 2019.
Yeah.
I love those releases. Like, honestly, it's just such a refreshing thing to see big titles come out, like, spread out over the year.
I love January releases.
Yeah, it's like,
January releases.
there's not a lot coming out. Like, the year's starting off, it's a little slow, and
Dying
then I
Light
get to
says hi.
really
Monster
get to
Hunter
dive
2.
into something, and it's awesome.
Love it.
And Sea of Thieves. That was always
Yeah, I forgot Monster Hunter World came out this year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you put like 100 hours in that.
So we'll see. All right, Alana.
Yes.
Final prediction for E3 2018.
Speaking of Halo 5 Battle Royale mode revealed. That's it.
Halo 5?
I think that makes sense. They're still supporting
So like a free separate
esports.
Battle Royale thing built off of Halo
No, I think it's a multiplayer mode.
within Halo that's
I'm sure you'd need to download an update
Yeah,
for it.
of course.
But I think that it is a mode, not a separate release.
Ooh, that's really
and
interesting.
not just a part of Halo 6, you think? It'll actually be a
No, I think that
Yeah.
they'll continue trying to promote Halo 5 by doing this. Like, we still want people to play it online. This is part of Halo 5.
I think that's really smart because that fills the Halo gap until next year when 6 theoretically.
You mean the
is
arcade
gonna
game's
drop.
not enough for you? Come on.
I mean, look, Dave and Buster's, the ball's in your court right now. We're waiting. But that's really smart because it cashes in on the zeitgeist of the Battle Royale mode right now.
Needs to be right now.
Yep. It fills that gap of Halo that we're not going to get this year, and it gives Microsoft something new to give out like immediately. Like, so I imagine, it's developing is not going to be easy, but I imagine if they've been working on it, it's not as time intensive as a brand new standalone Halo thing.
No, well, from devs that I've spoken to about this, apparently making a Battle Royale is actually relatively easy in the grand scheme of things, in that you don't really have to balance the map. It just has to be huge and things can spawn randomly. So you don't have to, it's not that difficult in terms of fine tuning.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And I think that that's one thing that we should be considering with Battle Royale, which I find kind of odd, is that people are like, oh, it's another Battle Royale game. But it's like every game has a King of the Hill. Like every game has a Capture the Flag. How is this any different? It's just another multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
That I think Halo could do really well.
As long as it's a mode, yeah. I think where people are getting hung up is like that's
The games.
all Fortnite Battle Royale is. That's all what PUBG is.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fortnite does
has
have
a whole
game.
other mode to
Oh,
it.
I know. I
essentially.
reviewed it. Yeah. No, I mean Fortnite Battle Royale, the multiplayer
Right.
mode. Because let's face it, like, what's the division of
world.
Yeah, what's the division of the player base there?
Right.
It's
It's mostly-
98% to 2%, right?
Yeah, and I get it with PUBG being like, well, this is just one standalone thing. But I think if it starts becoming a multiplayer mode as it is with Call of Duty, as I think would do great in Halo,
I mean,
all for it.
and it's exciting to see how different companies tackle the Battle Royale mode as well, just like how they want to put their own touch on it. It's like what's different and why is the incentive there for us to play it.
Yeah.
I think with Halo 5, if it were there, then a lot of us already own it, so it'd just be like, oh, just update this and jump in and see how it goes.
the alternative is Gears because they've been supporting. I just don't think Gears could handle it. I don't
The
think.
fidelity in the map size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halo, I was going to say, already is used to
Big
huge
battles.
maps,
Yeah.
vehicles
Oh
all
my
over
God.
the place.
PUBG with a Banshee. Like, that's insane.
I guess the one thing I would wonder about, but I'm not a game designer, I'm sure 343 would figure it out, would be the TTK in Halo is pretty high.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the matches might go on for a while.
Could do.
Maybe you're all ODSTs in the Battle Royale mode, so you have you have less shields or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. I don't know if there's any.
There's a lot of ways to workshop this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean Halo's been known for pickups forever. Like you grab the overshield, or you get the. I mean, if they bring back, armor abilities, right?
Or,
Like you-
or it's SWAT rules. There's no shields. one shot to the head, couple to the body.
But then
Oh God, I don't think so.
I mean,
dude.
you have to have a
it's
little
less Halo,
time.
A
right?
battle royale
Yeah.
swap mode.
I think someone getting DMR'd from across the map is just gonna piss people off.
It would be pretty great if you could have custom maps
there's a swap
in your battle royale,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure
so
they'll
that
add
you
it.
could do that kind of stuff. But I think like it, from what I went from the standard, it should feel like Halo. And I think you're right that maybe there would be just higher damage. Everyone deals higher damage.
Yeah, I'm being
The
reminded.
idea of someone getting the energy sword or a gravity hammer like in a battle royale, and then it becomes like the man with the golden gun.
Right.
It's like move over Thanos in Fortnite. Like that's so cool, and everyone's just gonna be like, we need the energy
some of
sword.
those
Dude,
old.
I don't even know
Rocket
about that.
launches?
I think like having a melee weapon in a battle royale mode like Halo, that would just be a
Scary.
death sentence. I think the guy who gets the sniper rifle is like, the one-eyed
rocket
man is the
launcher.
king
the
of
rocket
blunt.
launcher
Yeah.
for sure.
Forge World comes to mind
Yep.
as some massive space that we've already seen
Yeah.
in the Halo universe. So,
Oh.
could it even be hey, the beta for Halo 5 Battle Royale is available right now?
Yeah.
At E3.
Yeah. I think
Play the beta right now.
that's a great point. I think they put in the structure and the skeleton to do battle royale modes and then let you make your maps in Forge.
Ooh.
I
Super
could see
cool.
them doing that for sure, and this seems like a thing that could translate really well into Halo 6. Is again just another new game mode, and now I'm really excited. About
Now I'm
it.
excited for.
When it happens.
Now I'm so excited I hit the mic. Now I'm excited for a new Halo multiplayer suite. Like this is gonna be a
Aw.
good year.
Did it? Who's
Good
left?
time. It's me.
All right.
I got one
And
more too.
Miranda.
And you.
Oh, good. Okay.
And Miranda.
Okay, I'll go. So this last one, I wanted to do something fun a little, but then I was like, but what if I play it safe too? So I'm gonna play it safe. Answer would be some sort of DC hero game, probably from Rocksteady, because we know they're working on something.
Yeah.
Potentially Superman. Who really knows?
So
but
on the Microsoft stage.
yeah,
that's
so
the
like
place.
something to counter the whole Spider-Man thing.
Right,
It's like,
that would
you
make a
guys
ton of
get
sense.
Marvel, we get DC kind of thing. And just seeing how that plays out potentially, because that'd be cool to see.
I definitely want that.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've had something big from Rocksteady. So
2 years ago.
2015 they had their game, and 2016 was Arkham VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
And that was clearly just like a side project. Yeah. 3 years proper.
Yeah.
For
So
the team. So
they could announce something soon.
it is time.
Not if not this year, probably next year. I'd assume.
Would love to see
That's
that.
a safe one. So.
Excellent.
I would totally get behind a Superman game. I think
Brandon,
that's awesome.
take us home.
As long as it's not Aquaman. Yeah, so my last one I feel like is also fairly safe, but so I think we all saw that news story where due to a job posting, we know that Microsoft is ramping up a Santa Monica studio for quote quadruple A game development.
Daryl Gallagher, former Crystal Dynamics studio head.
Yep, is working on the Microsoft executive team. We imagine that he might be, in a leadership role in that studio. But I think that with the narrative going on over the last couple of years where, where are the games, you have things we've been seeing recently, right? Which is, you have Sea of Thieves, you have State of Decay, but like, where's your Last of Us? Where's your, Bloodborne? Where's your other
Yeah.
insert Sony exclusive? I think this is Microsoft's answer to that. I mean, I think they've been talking a lot about the gamer is still super important to the the Microsoft family, and I think this is we're going to get a segment where maybe Daryl Gallagher comes out, maybe Phil, maybe somebody else from the executive team comes out and says, we're putting together a team, essentially for to use a cliche term now. He comes out and he says Santa Monica will be
Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah.
in
Sam
Iron Man.
Jackson comes out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these MF in comments.
We're mixing.
Oh, we're mixing all of
separate
them.
movies.
Yeah.
Too
Fine.
much.
I think he comes out and I think that he says this is the Quad A studio that's going to be delivering those experiences that people are looking forward to. I think they say the exclusives are coming. The core gamer is super important to us, and you can expect the level of quality and polish that you've come to expect from Microsoft moving forward. And I don't think they tease a game or anything. I think it's
Could show concept up, but not much else.
Like-
even
like how
that.
EA did for a little while there on their stage with what is now Anthem. Remember the Anthem teaser?
Oh
Yeah.
right,
Like
it was
that
like
studio
the
piece.
hey, we're working on something.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
all our
the new
studios
Casey
working
Hudson
on
IP.
things.
it was they did that with Star Wars as
yeah,
well, right?
it was like
It's
pretty much
hey,
a
we're-
Star Wars reel of
we're
like,
working.
We're working on a bunch of things.
I'm drawing on a tablet. Is it
There's a
Wookiee? You
photo
don't know.
of
Mitchie D was
some
in that
water.
video.
Mitchie D was in that video.
Oh, Mitch.
R.I.P.
Rip Mitch. I think they come out and they say, hey, we have a team together. We're going to be making these games for you. Exclusives are coming. If they date it, I don't think they will. I think
won't.
it's so far out.
If it's something like that.
Yeah, I mean, earliest we see anything from them is 2020, I want to say, but
So
I
weird.
don't think they'll date it. Having said that, PlayStation's playbook has been to announce games 3, sometimes 4 years before they're released. So, I mean, look at Kojima, right? Like
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding's got-
But I
Final
think
Fantasy VII Remake.
they got huge marketing pushes before that game even had
But
an
I think
engine.
those are the studio's choices rather than PlayStation's choices.
Sure, that's fine. I just mean like that is definitely a feather in that cap, and that marketing playbook has shown over the past half decade to work. Right, like people are excited for years and years and years to play this game that they saw.
Right. I mean, you have to have the right name, the right studio behind it, right? Like Kojima has a lot of power just on his own.
And
without
also,
having to
every
say
trailer is
anything.
really interesting.
Yeah. So like,
Well, I
there's
mean, look at God
there's
of
a lot
War
there.
as well, and
You could do it.
Last of Us Part 2.
I didn't care about God of War until people started actually playing it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care at all.
As soon as I saw
was like, oh.
Kratos step out, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna play
I
that
was
game."
just like-
And like I'm living proof that like that works. That
Yeah.
marketing strategy works.
So
Yeah, but there's-
one thing, how many unannounced games do you think we will see that are even going to be on current gen? Halo 6, sure.
For Microsoft's conference?
Yeah. How many more current gen games do we have left in this cycle?
I think we have a while. Horizon 4, Halo 6, Crackdown.
Yeah, the
3.
inevitable Forza. If it's not Forza
I mean,
Horizon 4, it's Forza something.
Forza goes
Yeah.
without saying
Yeah.
too. And like I think Halo will be as well. We'll still have Forza every year, so that's like almost guaranteed. But I mean like in terms of like new announcements, things we aren't necessarily anticipating. Like,
Like new IP or just like sequels?
I think
or-
sequels either.
Fable's a
like-
next gen game.
me too.
Whatever this studio's
the next
working on.
Gears is going to be on this.
I would think if Perfect Dark's a thing, that's the next gen game.
Yep.
Splinter Cell's probably current gen.
Yeah.
Ubisoft would bring that out, next year. But I mean, that there's not going to be many more. If it's 2 years away,
Is it though?
We'll
Oh, is it 2 years away?
that's
so?
the latest.
I mean,
guess,
we're opening up that whole can of worms about the structure of console to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
they're all
Never know
going to
how long
work
they go.
on the existing but we know that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, but they're going to be hopefully built to be tailored for
Yeah.
a next generation.
Which is it's just
Xbox.
we're to think about. That we're
It is,
already
yeah.
getting
Like
there.
I'm
Scares
not.
me a
I
tad.
just.
It's like
Yeah.
2020 sounds
Not
so
ready
far
yet.
away, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't like it.
I've had my One X for 8 months. Like
No.
I'm not ready for a new Microsoft console.
Oh, you got yours early.
It's 7 months, 6 months. I'm bad at math, Ryan.
Yes,
we
time
got
works.
it, at the end of last year, and God, yeah, it has only been like 6 months, hasn't it?
6 months.
Jeez.
It's weird.
So like, I'm not ready for a new Microsoft console.
I don't feel like I am yet either, but
I feel like maybe they start like the S becomes the base model, the One X.
That already happened. They already discontinued the
Yeah.
the OG.
true. Which is actually a good point. That kind of means we're already on a new generation of consoles.
Well, yeah,
Not
that's the whole like
continued
mid cycle
Hardware's
upgrade.
too similar.
Yeah.
That's the whole mid-cycle upgrade conversation, right? Like, do they adopt Apple's iPhone and iPhone S every year or every other year, right? Or do they stick to the 5 to 7 to 10 year plan?
It's interesting.
I mean, I think yes, but on a longer timeline, maybe every 3 years. So, Xbox One X, and then maybe 2021 next gen
get
Xbox.
One X,
2024 is the Y.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm be curious. I just hope that with the release of the PlayStation 5, that big news cycle was coming out about how the PlayStation 4 is nearing the end of its life. I'm really hoping like that doesn't drive the narrative for the next 3 years about how, well, what's Microsoft's answer to the PlayStation 5, So I'll be curious.
They need to get out at the same time or first,
Yeah.
in my humble opinion. But that's a topic for a different show.
Sure is.
Yeah,
We got
there's
10 minutes
2
left.
years away.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, we're down to 10 minutes already. So I want to just talk real quick. Let's just address this. This is trending on Reddit. There is a Reddit user by the name of MEH, who the reason this user is noteworthy, they correctly called Fallout 76.
How?
Maybe an actual.
He just rolls like 100-sided
Well,
die.
Just like the, just
Hey,
the
so
name, or-
therefore, and so this same person saying now that Microsoft will be announcing a new Gears, Forza Horizon 4, Halo, and Sunset Overdrive 2. So that's where we don't take every rumor we hear as with any seriousness, but in this case, this person got a pretty specific thing.
Right on the money.
Right on the money a while ago. So here, the thing that jumps out at me, Sunset Overdrive 2 would be great, maybe, because isn't Insomniac completely tied up with Spider-Man?
Which comes out this year. So if they have two teams, I was thinking about this earlier today. If
Yeah.
they have two teams doing, production on Spider-Man and pre-production on Sunset Overdrive 2,
Right.
They could rotate through if they're mostly doing QA on
I mean,
Spider-Man.
they did
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
they did have some people on a couple of VR projects.
I think they're still working on VR projects.
They are
though, yeah.
okay because that's I
So
guess I
three
don't.
teams.
I think they have a bunch, honestly.
Who really knows? Yeah, I
They
mean,
work on a lot of Oculus games.
yeah.
That's the thing that I'm not sure about is like, I don't want to say A team or B team. The team 1 is clearly on Spider-Man. It's been in development for forever. Can
Well,
team,
seemingly since Sunset.
can team 2 like work on Sunset 2, or do you need the talent from 1 in order to?
Well, again, most of the talent from 1 isn't going to be still working on Spider-Man because they're mostly doing QA.
mean,
Like in this
Spider-Man's
stage
out
of
in
the
what?
light, September,
Yeah, early September.
they're mostly going to be doing bug testing. And sure, they'll be doing some other stuff, but
I guess I mean I would be thrilled with Sunset Overdrive 2, but honestly, only if it's Insomniac.
Right. I mean, it
'Cause-
could also just be an announcement and them not actually have a lot of work done on
Yeah.
it yet. Like
Of
just
course.
production, like, hey, this is happening.
yeah, if they're in pre-production
Cool.
phase right now and they announce
know.
it and it comes out in 2 years, like that's totally plausible
Yeah.
because as soon as Spider-Man ships, you have a small core team doing upkeep on that, and the rest of the team immediately starts working on the other one.
It's just a thing for me where Sunset was so uniquely great, and I would be nervous. I'm not going to write it off, obviously, but I would be very nervous if it were anyone but Insomniac.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of developers make open world games, but Insomniac made Sunset Overdrive's mundane tasks super interesting, which is a problem that I personally have with a lot of open world games.
Yep.
So I don't know who the heck else they could get to do it. Like who is even out there?
I'm trying to think of games that have locomotion fluid systems
So-
as good as Sunset, and I can't.
Hopefully, some way, somehow,
Rocksteady.
if this is true, it is Insomniac.
Yeah, I agree.
But that is a rumor to just put a pin in that for 2 more weeks, and we'll see if this if so meh.
I really wouldn't
Comes
have
through
predicted
again.
that one.
That
so.
trailer would be great too at the E3 conference.
Yeah.
Just see like that cartoony, like a pair of punk shoes running across a rooftop.
Like a Dead
Well, the
Island
wire-
2
the
style
power line.
trailer.
Yeah,
Remember
right.
that
Oh,
video
yeah.
game that didn't come out?
oh yeah,
It's a really good trailer.
I wanted that one too.
Let's more or less finish up. Let's talk a little bit about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
That was the big news item this week. Bethesda teasing on Tuesday a teaser tweet with a Twitch stream with a Pip Boy in it, and now here we go. Fallout 76. It's not a Fallout 3 remaster, which we thought maybe it was.
Not Fallout 5.
It's not Fallout 5. It's not Fallout, New Orleans or, the New Vegas type
Yeah.
offshoot.
Yeah, it's not Obsidian. It's
It is
being
not
made
the-
by Bethesda, by their Austin and Maryland studios. And it's called 76 because it's set in Vault 76, which was what's called a control vault in the Fallout universe. It's like
Right.
500 people. And it was one of the ones that wasn't supposed to open until I think like 2 decades after the war.
20
and
years.
Right.
So from what we can tell, there's a date on that says the 21st of October, 2102, which would mean that it is set
Before
any other game, because I think Fallout 1 is 2160. And it's also an interesting year because the guy who creates the
Super
Mutants doesn't start doing that until after 2102, meaning that in theory, this game won't have any super mutants.
It's a really interesting world of Fallout without super mutants, without its creatures
Right.
that we all know Fallout for. So
Death Claws.
Now,
And I mean, in this
I think
trailer, you
he's-
only see parts inside the vault.
yeah, so it's weird because there's not a lot here to tell you about what the game is. Like there's some cool Easter eggs in here. Like I think I saw the spaceship from Fallout 3 in there. Like there's like a model of it or something.
They're definitely leaving the vault. Like he's
Yeah.
putting his Pip-Boy
Yeah.
on. They are leaving the vault at this
Yeah.
point. Don't know
saying
why.
you'll have to rebuild, and Kotaku's super reporter Jason Schreier suggesting that this is an
Online.
Yeah.
online game of some sort.
Most
lot-
recently said that it's supposed to be similar to DayZ in
Yeah,
some way.
a lot of people are thinking like it's a Rust DayZ sort of thing, which I think would be awesome.
Really cool.
Like I think if you look at the building system that they kind of had the groundwork for in Fallout 4 and them implementing that in some other way,
Yeah.
and hopefully fine-tuned and improved, would be just a super fun time.
Yeah.
It's like imagine just like building up forts with your friends and then going and like finding other people and taking them down. You
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
worry about super mutants or anything else or like ghouls. It's just a clean slate for you to explore and to adventure and to like create your own stories.
It's super smart.
And, Tom Marks. I didn't get to ask him why, but he's pretty convinced that it's set in DC.
Yes, I think it's in Fallout 3. If you look at the computer, it shows where Vault 76 is.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
There's a pretty robust wiki about like the history of all the vaults.
I'm
Yeah,
familiar
so, like,
with 76
as you're
because
saying,
I
like-
played all the Fallout games, but I didn't know where it was set.
Right. So, like, as it is a control vault, there is no experiments going on
Yeah.
here. Like, everyone's just normal people
Which is very nice.
and rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing going on here. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's the vault.
So it's
exciting.
interesting. Like it's been a minute since we've had you and I like years ago we used to play Rust together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's before we worked here.
Like 2014.
when we met.
It's been a minute since we've had like one of those survival-esque games.
They've been around.
Conan
They-
Exiles just
Exiles,
came out of
yeah.
early.
Yeah, you're right.
game
Actually,
preview.
I totally forgot about that game.
And Conan's really good. I like it a lot.
I think they kind of fell off a little bit as Battle Royale got
As
popular.
Battle Royale got popular,
And then
yeah.
it'd be kind of cool to see this hopefully be that and not a Battle Royale or something weird like that.
Yeah,
Which I don't see how that would work.
I
It
don't think
could
they
work,
could do
but I
that.
don't think it'd be that
No.
fun.
I think this is super smart because I
Yeah.
think it's like the narrative and the aesthetic of Fallout like fits this style of game perfectly. What I'd be disappointed about is if it is like a Rust where you're on your own and just sort of like building a shelter, because that is sort of it flies in the face of like what they were saying, which is you have to rebuild society and this is Reclamation Day and we're coming out of the vault and humanity is back at it, and like to go out there and like, all right, I have to build my shelter and hide from ghouls for like 30 days.
Yeah.
I would be a little disappointed with that, but I think Fallout Online as a component to that storyline, whereas like Elder Scrolls Online is a component to that other franchise, I think that's super duper smart.
It seems better to do this than to do an MMO like ESO.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
totally
I
agree.
am really
Totally
curious
agree.
to see like what monsters they'll have in it, since that they won't have super mutants, they'll have like ghouls or like whatever else.
But this is-
A lot of natural things to worry about.
It is almost
radiation.
definitively not a big like single player. It's not a Fallout 4 type, a traditional Bethesda Game Studios Todd Howard role playing game.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll get huge demo for that coming up, of course, at Bethesda's E3 conference, along with Rage 2. Like they're gonna have a very interesting conference on their hands.
Yeah,
by the looks of it.
I really do hope we get to see like more gameplay of what this is at the conference.
I would
and
expect
if it's
so.
out soon, hey,
We
Volt
also know
IGN
there's
bringing that back.
one other
Ooh.
Todd Howard game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
know
We
this.
don't know
so
what it is.
Very
so-
interesting E3 for them, and yeah, if I think the rumblings are that Fallout 76 is out this year, which would just make Q4 even more insane.
It makes sense for Bethesda and how they release games now.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're not going to talk about it until we're ready to put it out.
I love that they
I mean,
did
look at
that.
Fallout
Me too.
4. Like it's out in 6 months.
Yeah, they did the same with Dishonored and Wolfenstein, and
Yeah.
I really liked that.
I saw somebody playing Fallout Shelter on the train yesterday. That was really weird to me.
I like that game.
So
Kind
I
of
still
cool.
play it on planes every now and then.
if Fallout 4 is going to be this multiplayer supplementary kind of content to a regular traditional sort of linear RPG in the Fallout verse, what month does it drop? Because October is Red Dead.
I'll bet it's a November release.
You think
Yeah.
it goes up against the first person shooters?
They-
It is
they
different
do
enough
that.
that it'll be a different sort of audience.
be okay.
But there's a lot of overlap between, Battlefield COD and, just major franchises.
Yeah, the second half of October is a little booked up, but yeah, I could see it being
Maybe it goes
a
early
November
October.
game.
They tend to do that. Otherwise, August would be good for them too, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they'll be ready for
I mean,
that. soon.
Spider-Man's going to have the last 2 weeks of September or the last week of
Tomb Raider's
September and
the
the first
first.
week of October. Yeah.
Getting busy. All right, we are out of time. Those are our E3 predictions and a
Happening.
little more for this was episode 348. We'll do some trivia next week. Hopefully, we'll
Also,
have
State
more
of
time.
Decay has already sold over 1 million. No, already
Yes.
has over 1 million plays.
We can
Also-
talk more about that next week.
I just
but,
think it's great.
Yeah, State of
Yeah.
Decay 2 off to a great start. Do give it a try if you have not. It
And
is
use our
a
wiki.
Heck of a lot of fun.
Please use our wiki.
Miranda worked very hard
so
on
hard. Yeah.
it. All right,
Still working on it.
plug away.
Go.
Go for
it.
Alana, while Brandon.
Well, you pointed and then you
yeah,
moved
well,
over.
you were going for the drink.
You find me on Twitter. It's just my name, Brandon Tyrell. I've been out for a while, but now I'm back, and so we got a lot of cool stuff coming in the lead up to E3. So
Yeah, I don't think any of us can really talk about anything that we're working on.
I can.
Miranda can.
Hello. Please use IGN wikis. We work really hard at them.
I've been using
That's my
them.
biggest thing. Yeah, we have a updated E3 wiki, so every game that's been confirmed to be playable or some sort of form at E3 is on this massive list that I've been keeping track of. I look every single morning to find new stuff. We have a bunch of rumored games on there as well, and of course, like I said, State of Decay 2. If you guys have any questions, please tweet at me. I'd love to hear what you guys are having issues with or what you want to know more about. I've had a few people do that already, and I'm very happy about that. And we'll try to get in our wiki if we can.
Excellent. You can find me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. A bunch of preview embargoes lifted earlier this week. I previewed We Happy Few, which I played at Judge this week. So if you'd like to hear more about that and how the single player campaign for that is shaping up,
excited about
check out my piece on IGN there, as well as it's not Xbox, but I'm going to plug it anyway because I am so head over heels in love with Octopath Traveler for the Switch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I played a new version of that, new build of that recently with one of the next. It's like I guess the third announced character of the 8 characters. So please take a look at that preview, Alana.
Yeah, I can't talk about anything that I'm working on.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's mostly all just E3 planning. We got a lot of exciting stuff. I'm doing a ton of research for interviews that I have of games that, well, I think they're mostly all known about, but sometimes I forget. So I don't know what I'm on NDA
Yeah.
of. So I'm just not going to say anything.
fair enough.
Very much the same. Oh, something I
Good.
can talk about. I'm reviewing Vampire right now. And,
That looks very cool.
Vampire or Vampire?
You know what? Either.
I
Sure.
played
Tomato,
Vampire.
tomato.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a don't non game.
I mean, it is, spelled with a Y. So they use the word vampire in the game quite often. But so yeah, I can't talk about that at all. But the embargo for that is going to be up on Monday afternoon. So if you're curious about everything going on in that, check it out on Monday.
Sounds good. All right, we got one more show for you before we head off to E3, so we'll see you back here same time, same place next week. Until then.